Alex Pereira is not interested in fighting Tom Aspinall. Alex says it doesn't make sense for him to fight for an interim title.
O Aspinall tá falando sobre lutar com você. O que você pensa sobre isso?
Bom, o que eu tenho para falar é que para mim não interessa agora, nesse momento, estar lutando com ele. Na verdade, o peso pesado não é o meu objetivo, assim, não é o meu foco principal. Falando no Tom Aspinall, não estou falando como lutador, mas eu digo de posição, né? Eu acho que eu estou em outra posição agora. Eu, sinceramente, para mim não faz sentido estar disputando o cinturão interino, né? Não estou desmerecendo ele, respeito muito ele. Acho ele um atleta incrível, é um cara tecnicamente aí perigoso. Então, só estou falando de estar disputando um cinturão interino, isso para mim não faz sentido. Então, descarto, né? Não tem possibilidade de eu estar lutando com ele agora. Se ele fosse o campeão, e se ele fala isso, com certeza a gente estava promovendo essa luta e eu iria forçar um pouquinho mais, mas agora para mim não faz sentido estar disputando o cinturão inteiro.
Kamaru Usman discusses being sensitive earlier in his MMA career. Kamaru received a ton of backlash after his fight against Emil Mek, because in his post-fight interview he said he only went 30%. He says that he received so much backlash, he literally had to stay off the internet for a while.
Everybody knows what I'm capable of. That was 30% right there, and I still dominated a tough so-called Viking.
I've been in that boat where I was super sensitive because I was working so hard and I was so solely focused on such a goal to where I wasn't understanding fully what was happening around me, to where I was sensitive to any criticism. I was sensitive about what's going on. Not too long ago, well, I mean, it's quite some time now. Remember, I went out and I dominated an opponent, but I said, you know, that was me at 30%. You know, imagine me at 100%, something along those lines. And what I meant to say was, you know, I was hurt. I came in only at about 30% of my full potential. And look what I was still able to do with this guy. Basically trying to state that I was on another level, but it came out wrong to where people heard that I only gave 30% effort, which, yay, you know, I got killed for that. Henry, I got killed so bad for that to the point where, hey, I stayed offline for like I stayed offline for a couple of days, you know. Dana ripped me, everybody ripped me. And I was so sensitive about it to where I stayed offline for a couple of days. But you know what it did to me? When everyone was saying all these things, oh yeah, that's it, that's 30%, that's it. It put a chip on my shoulder to where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show these guys. I'm gonna show them. I went in there the next fight and I fought Sergio Moraes. That's when I hit him with that combination. Boom, made him do a front flip when I got the KO. Listen, some people react and some people get upset and they sit back at home and they just cry about it. Oh, he talked about me, It is what it is. Listen, that should motivate you.
Rampage Jackson and TJ Dillashaw do not believe that Alex Pereira can defeat Jon Jones.
I feel like if Alex Pereira goes up to heavyweight,
he doesn't beat Jon Jones though.
You don't think Alex Pereira could beat Jon Jones?
Jon Jones does exactly what he did to Gon. He goes shoot straight at dude. He out wrestled Cormier. No offense, but Pereira, when he's on the ground, he's not the sharpest.
He ain't gonna play around. Jones ain't gonna play. He ain't gonna stand up with him and do all this.
Jon is the exact fight
he shouldn't take.
Well, that's not that he shouldn't take it. He should take it because he's gonna get paid. But like, he ain't gonna win the fight.
Alistair Overeem recently made an appearance on the Jackson podcast. Here's the clip where Alistair discussed training with Jon Jones and how one time he actually hurt him.
Did you ever train with Jon Jones?
Yes.
How long did you train with him for?
I was at Jackson's 2014 to 2018.
Was he there the whole time?
Yeah.
And how was he as a training partner?
Back then, he was very polite. We didn't work that much because one time I hurt him accidentally.
Wow, what'd you do?
Yeah, I took him down, but his foot just stayed planted. That was a very, very bad injury. He actually gave me some great advice, some fights. Yeah, oblique kicks, deep kicks.
Rampage Jackson revealed that there's a boxing match between him and Rashad Evans in the works. Rashad made an appearance on the Believe You Me podcast with Michael Bisping. He says that he will dog walk Rampage.
You know, well, I mean, I'm feeling confident. You know, it's a boxing match, so I feel when it comes down to it, you know, he's complained in the past the fact that, you know, I beat him, and the only reason why I beat him is because I was able to wrestle. And he talks about the third round, how he had me dazed and had me skating on ice and how I barely survived. And I've had to listen to this for years. So that right there is motivating enough, Mike. It's like one of those things where it's like, listen, I'm gonna try to dog walk his. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna get on him, man, because Like, yeah, he hit me in the third and he had a little bit of power, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like when it comes down to where I am right now, as far as my understanding of the striking and my ability to strike, I feel that I'm gonna walk him down. I said if I'm gonna do this, I want to make sure I really take it serious and make sure that I do all the steps, because it's just one thing, you know, like going in here and coming back at my age is always one of those things where it's like, you know what I'm saying? It could be embarrassing if you don't do it right. You know, it can be very embarrassing. It can work against you if you don't do it right. And that's something that I had to weigh in my mind. Like, is it even worth it? As if I don't, you know, if I don't perform my best? But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm gonna make sure I perform my best. I'm gonna make sure that I bring my best to the table. I'm gonna make sure I'm at my best, and I'm gonna be serious about it.
At BKFC Fight Night last night, Ruben War knocked out Robbie Peralta in 6 seconds.
The bell, round number 1.
Ariel Helwani reacted saying, "Oh my," and Conor McGregor said 6-second KO in our BKFC main event last night. Our combatants do not start in the traditional red and blue corners before the bell rings. They stand right in front of each other in the center of the ring, behind enemy line. Accuracy is final. Fans are concerned for Jon Jones today after some worrying post on X earlier this morning. Jon wrote, "Getting half my finger cut off at the Las Vegas airport." He deleted that post. He also said, "No, at Big 7, stop before it starts. Do not come my hand and do not call me." Most of these posts are deleted, except for "no" and "do not come my hand." I went and checked for the user that Jon added, at Big 7. It looks like after Jon posted "no," they responded, "Why don't you want to face Francis Ngannou?" And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's in reference to Alex Pereira's message to Israel Adesanya yesterday. He said that he's not mad at Izzy and he's rooting for him in the fight with Dricus. The first one says it's a shame that Izzy is such a horrible sportsman. Them two training together would be like Goku and Vegeta. The second one's from Francie Fam7. It's in reference to the footage of Hamzat beating up the influencer. It says Hamzat can endure injuries, legal trouble, visa issues, food poisoning, and all adversity, as long as it's a social media influencer he's facing. And the final one's from DiceMan100. It says Alex is that guy who would still wave at Izzy every time he sees him in the grocery store. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.